Strategy maps are important to use to develop initiatives that will have a direct cause and effect relationship in fulfilling an organisation's strategic objectives. Strategy maps demonstrate in a simple and clear way how an organisation creates value for all stakeholders, including both its customers and its owners. The strategy map is derived from the organisation's mission, vision and values. It can then be fed into the balanced scorecard or similar with appropriate targets, objectives and measures. We created a strategy map for an Australian chocolate manufacturer who produces premium quality chocolate products. The company's strategic direction and vision is based around exceptional quality, value for money and expansion into overseas markets. The values related to this strategy include quality, service, passion, innovation and a family feel within the company. The strategy map should be constructed by considering 4 perspectives. These are financial, customers, internal business processes and learning and growth. The customer and financial perspectives relate to what the organisation wants to accomplish. That might be happy customers and increased profitability and shareholder returns. The internal processes and learning and growth perspectives relate to how the organisation plans to achieve its customer and financial goals. These are the choices that will be made within the organisation that will cause the desired effects in the customer and financial perspectives, which will ultimately lead to achievement of the organisation's strategic goals. For your strategy map, you firstly need to determine the financial outcomes that need to be achieved in order to achieve the strategy. Then go and talk to your customers. Find out what it is they value the most from your product or service and how much they are willing to pay for that. This will help you create the initiatives that the organisation should pursue in the customer perspective to achieve the financial goals. Thirdly, determine the internal business processes that need to be focused on in order to deliver what your customers value the most. This may relate to quality improvements, logistical improvements, faster turnaround times, on orders, or innovative products. Then think about the learning and growth perspective, which is about your employees and intangible assets. This is where you need to work out what can or should be done to achieve the improvements identified in the internal processes perspective. A bottom-up approach is ideal here. Talk to the people that undertake the specific process activities you've identified and ask what it is they need to improve those processes. This could be more employee training or knowledge, better equipment, improved technology, or a new factory layout. And finally, you need to think about and draw in the linkages between the initiatives from the learning and growth perspective through to the financial perspective. These are your cause and effect arrows and will help you and others to understand the linkages in your strategy map. This is a really important step in the strategy mapping process. It will enable you to show the cause and effect pathways from learning and growth initiatives to the end financial improvements that you want to achieve. Instead of a slash and burn approach that generally doesn't build long-term value, remember that the improvements in the perspectives will occur cumulatively and not all at once. Improvements need to start with learning and growth. These will result in improvements in the required internal business processes, and these improvements will then translate to improvements for your customers, and this in turn will provide financial benefits and increased overall value to the organisation and its stakeholders. To summarise, strategy mapping is an ideal way to map out the initiatives and activities to be undertaken in an organisation in order to achieve the organisation's strategy. The map can clearly show cause and effect relationships and the flow of improvements, ultimately leading to increased value not just for the organisation but for all its stakeholders.